Welcome to my planty home. This is a home where I like to try and rewild my space by bringing nature in and make me feel closer to the outdoors. I also live somewhere where tropical houseplants do not grow, so I love to try and bring a variety of different life into my apartment. And I think I have over 100 houseplants, so come with me, water them with me, and let me show you all the ones that I have. My biggest planty space is my planty corner, which has so many different planty things, and so much space is dedicated just to plants, and a lot of the features here were built by me just for my plants. So it's really awesome to be able to have that space. I'll tour you around while I water. So down here we have a begonia lucerna, and she's just growing up the wall, getting these beautiful leaves. I used to have her up above on that area, but she was getting sun bleached, so I brought her down here pretty recently. Then we have two moss pole plants. This is a no ID philodendron. I'm not quite sure what it is, so if you know, let me know. But it's so beautiful. It's very silver, very cool leaf structure, and I just watered the top of the moss pole. And she is thirsty as all can be. Next, we have my philodendron splendid, which is actually pushing a new leaf, but she looks a little bit smaller than the last leaf because she's growing off the pole. I'm actually switching all my moss poles to Rousseau poles, so I don't really know what I'm going to do because I don't have more of these ones that she's on currently, and I don't know if I want to extend it because that'd be huge. So we might be doing a chop. I kind of haven't decided. But there she is. She's a lot less thirsty. That's good. This is a little propagation station with a begonia lucerna, random no ID philodendron as well, and a little Hoya obscura in the back. This is two plants in one. This is my heartleaf philodendron, which I'll just water right here, growing up on my philodendron bilietiae, which is quite huge. Let me show you the newest leaf. Ugh, I can't even reach it. It's literally so big. Can you see that? That's probably like 10 to 12 inches long. So cool. Then up here we have a trailing Cebu blue, which is looking super nice. Super cutie. Some little Cebu blue propagations. This is my Anthurium King Anthurium, which is also known as the Veitchii, and it's pushing out a new little leaf right there. Then we have my orchid, my bulbophyllum orchid Treslerii, or Treslei, I don't know how to say it, but I'll put the name up. And this has really beautiful flowers. I haven't gotten mine to flower yet, but super cool orchid. This is Rhaphidophora Spider-Man, I think, also known as, oh, I'm forgetting the botanical name, but I'll put it on the screen as well. This is its first leaf on the moss pole. It came from this cutting, which is looking really sad, but I'm leaving it on just to like give energy to the plant. This is my philodendron majestic, which is slowly sizing up on this baby moss pole. Very cool. This is philodendron beauty, Florida beauty, which has super beautiful variegation. Very pretty plant, and it is also pushing out a new leaf. There you go. This is Alocasia silver dragon, which is super, super pretty. Love her. And philodendron squamiferum, which has the coolest petals and also a new leaf. So pretty. I love this pot that it's in too. It's got like these constellations on it. In the back here we have another philodendron, and this is philodendron Florida Ghost, which has a new leaf that's looking pretty ghosty. And these are some of the older leaves which have turned all green. here we have a small angel wing begonia that I don't know the ID on, but it's super cute, very pretty. It looks like a mini lucerne. Back here we have my Ecuagenera vibes that doesn't have, or Equa vibes, philodendron that is pushing out a new leaf, but the old leaves have died off because it needed to be propagated. So hopefully that one comes back. I love that one. This is Syngonium. I don't remember. It's some kind of Syngonium, but it has these really weird strappy leaves. It's very different for a Syngonium, I feel. Like that's a super large leaf. But this is my Adansonii Indo Mint, which is so beautiful. Always coming out with the funkiest leaves. Like, what the heck is that? But super cool. I love the Swiss cheese look. It's growing up this little moss pole. This is Rhaphidophora decursiva, which has all these fingers and goes all the way up my wall to that one, which is super cool. It's kind of grown its own way, you know, doing its own thing. Then we have my Monstera albo, which is super, super beautiful. Very, very colored, and then it's pushing out a new leaf as well. This is Monstera Peru, which is actually falsely ID'd as a Monstera and actually a philodendron, which I learned recently, and it looks pretty good. This is my Jopii, philodendron Jopii. Very cool, has a lot of interesting, weird looking leaves. This is my Burrow's Tail philodendron. This is my Burrow's Tail cactus succulent thing. This is Anthurium polypoidioides, I think, and it's kind of not looking great. It's got a bunch of crispy spots. It's kind of just growing on my wall, but it is pushing out a new leaf, that little baby thing right there, and its leaves are growing, sizing up, so I'm hoping that I can get it to look really good and get less crispies on it, but super cool. So I'm going to water all of those ones. Then right here we have a no ID cactus. This actually has little spines, if you can see, and it looks super weird. It kind of looks like a coral or like very circular, very cool. This is Begonia Suma, I think, Zuma maybe, and it's kind of gotten really dark because it's in a low light situation, but I kind of like the dark leaves. Those are the old ones. They're very lime green-esque. This is a little terrarium, and it has a really bad glare, but it has my Ferox in it, some no ID begonias, string of turtles, and I think a string of hearts. Yeah, right there. And some moss and a lava stone. So very cool. This is also a little terrarium, and it has some rabbitfoot ferns and a couple of just small begonias. This is my lemon lime philodendron. It's just hanging out in a pot, and I love this little rock that's on this pot. I put that on from the beach, and that little hanger that my dad made and I hooked up to my wall. In this kind of dark corner by my TV, I have my Pallidophorum Anthurium, which has this new leaf, and it sadly has a little cut in it, but it's super long, very beautiful, very velvety, such a cool Anthurium. I'm so glad I have this one. This is Philodendron Brazil. It's very big, very beautiful, chunky girl. She's just chilling. I love the way that she's displayed by my TV. Super pretty. This is my Alocasia Frydek. She's just sitting right by my sink. And then there's like an incense thing that she sits next to, and she's super vibey right here. She's always getting these big leaves and tons of variegation. I love her so much. She's so resilient too. Then over here we have my carnivorous plant terrarium, which has a big Nepenthes, a fern that grew out of the moss. I didn't even plant it, it just lives here now. There is a little Venus flytrap, a sundew in the back there, and a sundew, if you can see it right there. And I think there's a couple other sundews, potentially a couple other baby. Oh yeah, there's a sundew right back there, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Yeah, very, very beautiful. I love it. The sphagnum moss is just grown wild in here. Super cool. That terrarium I think is 3 years old, or 2 or 3 years old. So that's pretty cool. Then this is a no ID anthurium, and it has this super beautiful pink inflow. Love that. Super dark new leaves that fade to this lighter green color. She's always pushing out a new leaf, always sprawling, very pretty. I love this area with the terrarium and the anthurium. Up here we have my philodendron micans. Then right next to it is my staghorn fern. A gap where I used to have some propagations that I need to fill that spot with something. I have this philodendron silver sword, some albo propagations, philodendron emerald red? Emerald? I don't know. And then my rat tail cactus. Right here is my string of pearls, which is absolutely insane, and I love the situation it's in. This was about that long a year and 2 months ago. It has just exploded with growth. I literally don't do anything special to it, just water it, and it is one of the most insane growing plants in my collection, so love her so much. And then this is going to be so backlit, but these are my mostly Hoya and a couple other things. So this is Hoya Nuna, which actually bloomed for me this year and was super pretty. This is just a string of hearts that's kind of really dried out and should probably be moved somewhere else. This is Hoya. I think this one is, it's either Carnosa, it's a Carnosa variety. It's either the princess or the queen, but I don't know. And then this is my Stapelia, which has a ton of new growth, all these little branches, super pretty. Bertonier, which is more velvety than I would have expected for a Hoya pubicalyx. I don't know what the blooms are going to look like on this one, but it does have some splashing, if you're even able to see that at all. This is just a little jade plant that's pretty sun-stressed, so it's really pretty. This is string of dolphins, which is kind of crazy, and I don't know how I love it, but they do look like little jumping dolphins, if you can see. Yeah. Then we have my David Kamingii, which I'm super excited for it to bloom one day. And then my Mini Bell Hoya, which is super pretty, and also my Hoya Mini Princess, which has bloomed for me before. So that's awesome. Then in my bedroom, I have my fiddly fig, which is huge and honestly just grows like crazy. He doesn't get a ton of sun, gets sun in the morning from a window that faces east, and just massive, super bushy, doesn't lose leaves a ton, not a fuss at all. This is my propagation box, which just has a ton of different like anthuriums, propagations, philodendrons, an esqueleto that I'm propagating. An orchid is in here. I think that's a vanilla orchid back there. You can't see a ton in here, but there's a ton of propagations that will one day be big, beautiful plants, I'm hoping. So that's super cool.